Hey, what's up guys, it's T-Bone here and welcome back to the third episode of the Beginner's Guide to Playing Legendary Game of Heroes. So in the previous episode, we joined a guild and we also built a deck that was all earth based to maximize the damage against water heroes. And in this episode, I want to talk about how we can now boost the damage even more through leveling. We will talk about the various ways to level a card, some tips and tricks there, and some very important things that you should remember when leveling up cards. And we're also going to talk about the guild event, a Crusader event called Song of the Wild. All right. And in addition to that, I'm also going to talk about things that you should focus on as you're starting out, because these are very important elements in the game that you want to make sure that you pay attention to as well. There is a lot of depth to this game, and I think in the beginning stages, it's important to focus on these aspects so that you can be more successful as you go through the game. So first, before we go into there, let's take a look at the bottom here. You'll notice that there's a notification in my inbox. What I do is I added, you can see here I have an honor point awarded, and if I click open here, so what I did was I added myself, my other account as a friend, just so that I could show you what it means when I say you can receive honor points by adding a friend. These honor points are a form of in-game currency for buying packs, but it's also something that you can use within Crusader events, and I'll show you what that means. So let's go ahead and claim it. And now if you take a look at your friends list, which is in the same tab, you now have a friend here who you can use to bring in battles as well. So let's go back to, so whenever you want to go back to the homepage, just click on the play button. And let's take a look at the cards now. So let's click on the cards. And let's talk about leveling before we actually jump in to do any fights. So we sort of showed how it works in the beginning, in the very first episode, that if you wanted to power up a card, what you do is you select any card you have. And in my case, I want to select Dogen. What I can do is there are two ways you can upgrade, you can power up a card. And that is through sacrificing cards or potions. We don't have any potions right now, so we only have cards. But let's take a look at this menu here. So there's a lot of things here, and I want to go over what each of these mean. So power up is how you gain your level. So you can see I'm at level 4 out of possible 15 right now. Powering up is what is going to get me to go up in the level count. Evolve. So if you click on power up, you can see how you can power up the cards here. Evolve is the steps that you take to move from having 2 stars to 3 stars and so forth until you can get to 6 stars. Evolving a card will boost all of your base damage as well as health. So it is, it is the desired thing that you want to do. You want to be evolving your cards as much as possible. And the best cards in the game are 6 stars. So you want to look for cards that have the possibility of going up to 6 stars, and you want to focus on evolving these cards. So if you click on evolve here, you'll see there's a set of requirements that you need to meet in order to evolve. And in this case, it tells you that you need a catalyst, which is a Earth Essence 3. We will talk about how you obtain these essences a little bit later. Okay, so evolving is getting the card to the next star, and every time you move up in a star, when you evolve, your max level count will actually go up as well. So you can keep powering up, because right now, once you power up to level 15, that's the maximum. You can't do any more. And then the next thing you need to do then is to evolve to the next star so you can raise the cap and keep powering up. Awaken. This is something that is very important. A lot of people make mistakes in the beginning. It sounds very intriguing and it sounds like an exciting thing to do because you can double your hero stats with Awakening. And the way you do it is, if you want to awaken a card, you need a duplicate card of that type. So I don't have another Dogen, so it doesn't work, but I do have multiple of these archers. So if I took an archer and I say awaken, what it will do now is I can say tap a card below to select a card, and now I can choose one of these cards to sacrifice, and now I can actually awaken. The problem is I don't have the required mana. So you can see here I have 0 here. But let's say I have 400 mana, which is the required here. What I will get is I will get a 13 additional attack, 1 recovery, and 9 health. But the problem here is I'm awakening a 1-star card. And the problem here is that as soon as I evolve a card, regardless of whether it's awakened or not, I will lose that stat. So if I wasted a card to awaken it at 1 star, and then I evolve it to 2 stars, I lose that awakening. So I basically I wasted my mana and I wasted my card. The reason I bring this up is because I see a lot of people, they get their cards, which has a potential to go up to 6 stars, level it to 4 stars, and then they awaken the card multiple times. It is a waste because you ultimately want to get it up to 6 stars in order to maximize the damage. And if you awaken before that point, then you're wasting mana and you're wasting the card that you've used to level the card to awaken that card. So that's something very very important to note here. So basically at this point, I wouldn't worry about awakening until much later. All right, so now let's go back and talk about the other part. So swapping, we talked about, this is really just changing the card with another card that you have in your deck. And then you can also choose to unequip it from the card, or you can sell it. I'm not going to sell my Dojin. I'm going to go ahead and power him up. So you can choose up to 6 cards to power up your card. And the best is to use cards that are the same affinity, because you get bonuses here. But you can also use any card here. I'm just going to go ahead and select all of these cards here. And you can go up to 6 cards, but I only have 4 free ones. I'm just going to go ahead and use 520 gold and power up my card. And let's test my fate. Okay, so 45% additional. I'm not going to bother drawing again here. I'm just going to go ahead and click accept fate. And you can see now I'm going from level 4 up to 6, and my attack has been increased up to 200. You can do the same thing with other cards as well, but right now I've basically run out of all available cards until I get more. Now, let's talk about the event itself. So now that you join a guild, we just started searching for a key. And what is this Crusader event? So if you take a look here, click on the left button where it says Crusade. This is basically you kind of like going through the main mission. You go through each of these levels, and then you can see here you have 5 out of 5 keys, and you basically would go through the levels, and you'll progress through the levels, and you'll be fighting bosses. Okay, and so if I go in right now, we'll use 1 key, and you can choose to bring in an ally to help. So this is an opportunity to then bring in cards that are strong, and in my case, I'm going to bring in my friend here. Okay, so he's a 6-star card, so you can see his damage is a lot higher, and we will talk about the mechanics once we go ahead and battle. So now I've brought a friend in here, and this is what they call a commander event, which means certain cards, they have certain abilities that will boost the overall damage. So Dojin is a legend card, and you'll see it does contain a commander bonus, as well as my ally here, Robin Hood. And the way you see that is there is these number gems that appear on top of the avatar. That basically says whenever I match gems that are numbered here, I will gain that much more bonus. It's a multiplier, essentially, to the base damage. So right now I have a 10 and 2. So if I match both of them, that means I will have a 12-time bonus to my base damage for all of my cards. So it's a very easy way to build up a lot of damage. So you can see here, my damage is going to go significantly higher than in the previous fights. And also so you can see right now, my Dojin attacked for 2.4 thousand, okay? And that is because I attacked for a lot more bonus. And so bringing allies that have, and 10 is 10 is one of the higher numbers that you can get. So having allies that can provide 10 times bonus is going to be very useful and very helpful for you. So all commander fights they all have 3 waves, and there's always a final boss at the end. And we can see here what the boss is going to be. So this is the very first level, so it's a lot easier. The bosses are they have lower health, and this is the current event boss called Glacius. Okay, and it has 960 health, and you can see I have a battle skill that's available here. I can actually just go ahead and use this and take out the boss. So when you complete a commander event level, you'll get rewards as well. And the rewards that you get will go up as you get more, as you get further into the event. You also get experience points here. But here I earned a potion. So this is a potion that I can use actually to level up my card. So that's really good. And it happens to be an earth one, so I can actually use it. And you can also thank your friend. So if you click on thank your friend who you brought in to help will get additional honor points. Okay, so again, honor points are useful for other parts of the game. And let's talk about what these things are. So we talk about potion. This is what you can use. We will show this afterwards. You can use this to level up. Gold is gold. You can use that for purchasing other in-game items. Trophies go toward your ranking. We will explore that a little bit. And then you have these medals that are then used to purchase additional things within your event. All right. And then you also have keys that you can use to fight in the guild arena, which we will talk about right now. So let's go back home. So we just finished our first attack. Okay. We just went through our very first commander event. And if we go to the boss arena, you can now see there are 3 additional bosses that you can fight. And you can see here there's a key count. You can see I have 4 out of 5 keys remaining for my map. But I also have this additional key here that allows me to fight one of the bosses. And I believe this one allows me to attack Glacius. You can see if you can attack it or not based on whether or not you have a key count. Now, what I would recommend is if you choose to compete, then use your keys and participate as necessary, especially in these guild bosses, because this is where everybody in your guild will participate, and then everybody, if you click on the chest there, everybody will get some trophies here. Okay, so simply by participating, we'll get a trophy. And you can choose to use 1 key or 3 keys. I'm not going to do a fight here, but we'll basically go through, this is sort of how it works here. There's a ton of things in here, so you can take your time to explore it, but basically the things that you want to look at is take a look at the event store. All of these in-game currency that we're going to be collecting are going to be applied here. You can see you can buy packs here, you can buy these sport boxes. So there's really a lot of things here, and that is why I was sort of saying if you choose to participate, these are things that you're going to sort of slowly ramp up to. We don't have enough, and this tells you how much of each item you need in order to purchase it. A sports box is what you're going to get to, what you'll purchase in order to get items that you can use to level up additional cards that you purchase from the event pack. You can also get additional keys. You can notice here it uses honor points. So for every 100 honor points, you can get 3 keys, and you can purchase this up to 5 times. There are also other things that you can purchase, such as potions and other catalysts, which we will cover in the later episodes. So let's step back now. Okay, so let's step back from here. Again, I think in the beginning, it's okay to go through some of these levels, but ultimately your cards are going to be mostly under level as you go up, and so that's why you'll want to focus on getting your player level higher and also getting stronger cards. You do have a choice. You can always get more gems. Okay, the way to get gems is to click on the gem up top here, and then you can actually purchase gems if you wanted to, but you don't have to. Okay, so I'm just kind of showing you how do you actually navigate here. At this point, you can make a choice if you wanted to purchase packs. Take a look at them. You can take a look at the cards themselves to see if this is something you want. My personal recommendation is if you are looking to save up, if you're looking to build up just the game itself, I would sort of hold off on spending the gems here. Okay, because if you really wanted the cards that are going to be really helpful, it is going to cost you at least 1,000 gems or more. And right now, with only 400, it's just going to be a waste. And so I would highly recommend saving it. Focus on using up all of your stamina and go through the main campaign, because every time you rank up, you are going to unlock new things here that's going to help you be more powerful. The things that are going to be very important are going to be unlocking the dungeons, which is at rank 10. And also the trials, which unlocks at level 80. So I would say that as a beginner, focus on getting your player level up to 80. as fast as possible so that you can unlock everything that there is to unlock in the game, because you will benefit a lot more from it. Every time you level up, you get a increase in the cap in how many friends you can have, and also how many cards you can have. So right now there's a limit of 40 cards. Every time you level up, you'll get more unlocked there, and so this is going to be very important. Okay, so in the next episode, what we will cover is sort of moving up until we get to level 10. We will talk about the dungeons, and then we will also talk about some of the other ways that we could progress through the game faster, going through the campaign, and other tips and tricks. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. And as usual, please let me know if there's any feedback, anything that you would like to see, and I will try and incorporate it as much as I could. So thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.